Good evening and welcome to Perchance to Dram. I am happy to report that we are once more unto the breach with the reason for the season. Yes, Advent is upon us. I have here tonight High West Distillery, A Midwinter Night's Dram, Act 9, Scene 3. Very excited. Very, very excited for this. Yes, I have had a preparatory drink of this, or a rehearsal, you might call it, just to make sure that my senses are in the right place. I loved last year's Act 8 of Midwinter Night's Dram. It was one of my favorite whiskeys of all time. This year, it has gotten even more popular, perhaps on the back of last year's excellent release, and year after year of great whiskeys. High West really has gone from strength to strength and continues to. Here in Utah, just a few business days ago, I think on Monday or Tuesday, as I record this on the Saturday, this went on the shelves at the state store in Utah. And per the website, they've sold through to the consumer about 1,000 bottles. And that's after it's already been available in October at High West's 2 stores in Summit County, which is pretty impressive that they're going so fast, particularly considering that in Utah about half the people do not partake, or at least they don't admit to it. Now, the juice in here is High West's Rendezvous Rye, which is a blend of whiskeys between the ages of 4 to 9, so a little bit more mature than their double rye. And it consists of a whiskey from MGP in Indiana that is, I believe, 95% rye, 5% malted barley, and then High West's own make from here in Utah at 80% rye and 20% malted rye. And really the most special thing about it, and the thing that gives it its winning character, is the finishing period in French oak port casks, and it lends itself very well to finishing whiskey. Natural color, 49.3 alcohol by volume, 98.6 as I do the math, proof. And it is also unchill filtered. So I get what is to me that classic High West sort of herbal, minty, a little bit of dill, dusted chocolate, milk chocolate, antique varnish, antique shop, and then with a redness in there. Maybe not quite as red and deep and savory as last year's. The term I used for last year's Midwinter was liquid gout. Medium sweetness, red fruit, a little bit tannic, spicy. It feels like you're in a whole room of smells. Just the most delicious cooking smells. Baking spices, herbs, proving dough, cocoa vin, vanilla, a little bit of oak. For me, the differentiating factor, the thing that makes this a great whiskey, it's the texture, it's the richness, it's the depth. And yes, the flavors are great, the notes, but it's how it makes you feel. In Willy Wonka, there's the like the gum that's like a meal or whatever that Violet Beauregard eats. And this feels like that. It feels like an entire symphony, or if you will, an entire play that is condensed. On the finish, really the same notes. I get some dill. Oh yeah, there's so much to it, so many layers. I got a barbecue sauce tanginess for a second there. Not quite as good as last year's. I think last year's had a little bit more of the red fruitiness and the kind of plum and fig, raisin that really gave it another dimension. But still an amazing whiskey. And honestly, at $100, I feel like it's a bargain. So there you have it. To drink, perchance, to dram. Happy Christmas.